Do you believe that you need 20% down to buy a home? Think again. Today we're talking all about first-time homebuyer programs. There are specific loan programs and incentives out there designed to make it easier for you to buy your starter home. Here are some of the most common ones you should know about. First up are FHA loans. These loans are backed by the Federal Housing Administration, and they let you put as little as 3.5% down. Credit score requirements are actually more lenient with FHA loans, so sometimes you can get that 3.5% down loan with a credit score in the 500s. An FHA loan might also allow for a higher requirement for debt to income ratio. So if you have student loans or maybe a car loan, FHA might be a bit more forgiving for you. If you want to get a little better than that, let's talk conventional loans. Some conventional loans only require 3% down payment. For these loans, you will need a decent credit score, usually 620 or higher, and you'll need income within certain limits to qualify for this loan. If you have solid credit, a conventional loan could be a solid option for you. If you're in the military or were former military, you could qualify for a VA loan. VA loans are amazing because they are no money down. In other words, zero down payment. VA loans typically require a credit score around 580 or higher. Another option for zero down payment money needed is a USDA loan. These loans are backed by the Department of Agriculture and are for homes in eligible rural areas. Parts of Lexington County, where I live, are eligible for a USDA loan. Income limits do apply with a USDA loan. They're normally intended for low to moderate income buyers. And you'll need roughly a 640 or higher credit score in most cases. Check on this for the state where you live, but here where I live in South Carolina, we have some other optional housing assistance programs. We have, for instance, the SC Housing Homebuyer Program. Income limits do apply, but they're actually fairly generous for moderate income buyers. Often you can get several $1,000s to cover your down payment and your closing costs. You'll just want to check with the lender about the details of these loan programs. The assistance might be a forgivable second loan. For instance, SC housing programs have some loans where the loan is actually forgiven, but you have to stay living in the home for a certain number of years before they'll forgive it. Sometimes these do, though, require home buyer education courses that you're required to take before you can begin house hunting. So again, you'll want to talk with your lender to make sure you understand the rules around these loan programs. Let's talk about some scenario examples. If you have a decent job and decent income, but you just haven't been able to save much money, a USDA loan or VA loan, if you're military, could be a great fit for you. It gets you in with zero money down payment. If your credit is a little lower, but you have some savings, you may want to check into going with an FHA loan, since they have a bit more leniency on the credit score. If you have solid credit, but maybe low savings, you could look into combining possibly a 3% down conventional loan with some SC housing down payment assistance money. This could have you owning a home with possibly just a few $1,000s out of pocket. Regardless of your situation, we can help work out the best combo for you. The first step after reaching out to your realtor is letting them connect you in with a knowledgeable lender who works with these programs. For instance, here in South Carolina, not all lenders offer USDA or SC housing options. So it might mean taking some time to find the right lender who has the right loan programs that are the right fit for you, but it is definitely worth it. So let's wrap things up with busting that myth. No, you do not need 20% down to buy a home. Not even close. You might only need 3 to 5% down, or maybe even zero money down. Combine that with historically low interest rates for well-qualified buyers, and you'll find out why so many people in their 20s and 30s are able to buy homes with way less money than they thought. So are you ready to explore your options?